Welcome to today's stream. I'm joined by Kritesh, and we are watching a very interesting game unfold here in Kuwait in the Falcons League between Stack CC and AP11. The first innings has just finished. Stack CC need 215 runs to win in the 20 overs. And I'll leave the rest to Kritesh so he can give you an overview on the first innings and how everything's gone through.
So we had a great opening partnership from Kader Wali and Abdul Kayas. Kader Wali, to be honest, from the first ball, he didn't take time to get set. He just started smashing the balls all over the field. He scored 85 out of 35 balls, and Abdul Kayas, he took time to get settled, but when he tried going for huge shots just like Kader Wali, he lost his wicket. But to be honest, what do you think, Gokul? Do you think 214 was a great score from what we expected
I think
from the
initially,
beginning of the innings?
considering that they had a really good start, like you said, from Kader Wali, he's got 85 of just 35 balls. He was seeing the ball really well. He hit 9 sixes. Obviously, it's not the biggest ground here in
Yeah.
Kuwait, but um, he showed his intent early on. I think at the halfway stage, they were 128 for no loss. I think they would have
Yeah.
been looking at maybe a 240, 250 score from there. So considering that they haven't been able to score as much after the start that they had, I think they'll probably be a bit disappointed in the end. Obviously, other than Kader, there wasn't a lot of input. Couple of good cameos from Gayaz and Krunal, as you can see on your screen there, scoring a good amount of runs, not as many balls. Uh,
Mhm.
but overall, the contributions from the middle order wasn't great. They got lucky a couple of times, obviously, with Nazir. Obviously, he got out, but then it was given not out because of the no ball. And then the no ball as well, he missed time and he was caught. Sorry, he was dropped, and he almost got run out as well. So, um, considering that the start that they got, I think they'll be a bit disappointed that they weren't able to make more of it. Considering the ground's conditions, obviously the weather was pretty good today. We discussed that earlier on as well.
The
Before
weather was pretty good, but the outfield seems to be very slow with the thick grasses on, and it looks very difficult to score fours in this ground. What do you think on that? And it has been a bad day for Rohan Vajindranan. He is the top bowler and dangerous bowler with the left arm spin. He is a great wicket taker during the power play, but he has gone for a lot of runs today.
Yeah, surprising from Stack CC that they've gone for a lot of runs. Obviously, like you said, their bowling attack is pretty handy, especially Vijay Vardhana. I think in the first game that they played, he bowled his full quota for just 24 overs, sorry, 24 runs in the 4 overs, and he ended up getting 7 wickets. And in the second game as well, he was pretty economical, got 3 wickets. So overall, if you look at that Stack CC bowling lineup, they do have a really good bowling unit, and they wouldn't really be happy that they ended up going for so many runs. Indica as well, somebody you'd expect to like not give away so many runs, ended up going for 37. But again, considering that Kader ended up getting out, after that 10th over, the next few overs were a bit economical for them. So if they hadn't gotten that wicket off Kader's, you're probably looking at like a really big score and all of their bowlers going for a lot of runs. When I look at that bowling lineup, it doesn't really look like um, a team that should have won that first 2 games very easily. But in the end of the day, I think it might just come down to it being like a one-off game and Carter being in such good form, helping AP win their first game as well. It might have just been a bit difficult for them. But again, interesting game. Stack CC obviously still have a, you know, 20 over
Good
period
batting lineup.
to make something
Yeah.
of this match. And
Let's
they,
just
they
go
are a
through
good
the Stack CC's batting lineup to see if they are capable of. Let's go with the captain, Ahilan Ratnam.
team.
He has played, yes, the highest score which he has is 77. And let me go through his performance. He's averaging about 20 runs. He has played 152 innings. Basically, a well,
No, so basically, like I think if
talented,
you
but
look at this team, they have
yeah.
the batting capabilities. Akalanka Dilshan, in that first game did do really well. But again, it just comes down to the situation. Can they keep up with the amount of pressure that's going to be on them to score all of these runs, from the beginning itself? Um, and then you have to also consider that how much of the bowling lineup from AP11 is going to challenge them. Obviously, AP's only played that one game, so it'll be very hard for us to go off of how good their bowling lineup is going to be. I think today is going to be a better test for that bowling lineup to see if they're able to stand up to the batsmen at Stack CC. I think Krunal Patil in that previous game he bowled pretty well, went for a lot of runs, but you are expecting other bowlers to chip in as well today.
Yeah. But with Bhupender, he has scored a highest of 152 in an innings. That is
Mhm.
quite aggressive from him. And his averaging strike rate is about 195. So I'm expecting like a lot of sixes from him. Basically, this boundaries are small. We are seeing a lot of sixes. In the first innings, we have seen about
Yeah, quite a lot of sixes in that first
quite a lot
innings,
of
I
sixes.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, the opener, I mean, I think when it comes to sixes, it might be a little bit inflated with that innings from Kadarwali scoring 9 sixes. Other than him, everybody else did struggle a bit to find, their timing and find the right balls to, go after. It was almost like, Abdul Gayaz, swinging at every ball basically, he scored 33 of 27, came in. Obviously, you look at the other opener, and Kader Wali was seeing the ball really well. At the same time, Abdul Gayas took his time, tried to score runs, but for every three shots that he attempted, he was only connecting maybe one. So I think it depends on the timing as well. Historically, on this ground, we have seen spin is very effective. As soon as you take the pace off the ball, it becomes a little bit harder for the batsman to go after the bowler, try to connect it because obviously there's not a lot of momentum on that ball. When it's a pace bowler, that pace
Mhm.
helps it basically. If you connect it well, it will go for a six, considering how small the boundary is. But when we look at the stats, spinners being more effective, we saw that right after Kadir Wali got out, the next two overs from Vijay Vardhana were very economical. I think if it
Yeah.
wasn't for the extras, he would
Since
have been going for maybe 5 runs and over post that wicket. So it just depends on how good the bowling is from AP. If they're able to utilize their spin options well, I think they should be able to win this game pretty comfortably then.
Since you mentioned about the previous games, we have looked at the previous games, and as it goes to the second innings, spin becomes more effective, and they have a good turn on the ball, so which might be a bit tricky for Stack CC's batsmen.
Hmm.
So let's wait to see if the spinners really work out on the second innings.
Yes, for sure. I think we'll have to just consider the probability of the spin options being used early on in the power play as well. I think there is a pretty
Yeah,
good likelihood that they're going to think might as well put some pressure on the batsman early on, try to get some early wickets.
spinners early on
I
the
think that'll be the
match. Yeah.
difference between the two teams winning today.
So Stack CCB required run rate is about 10.75 to chase this total.
Hmm.
We'll wait to watch who the opening batsmen are.
Yeah, I think it probably will be
The power play
Madhushan
should
and
be
Mohammed.
very crucial for them.
Yeah,
If they try to
Madhushan
get
Mohammed.
score easily,
Hmm.
they should be trying an average of about 70 runs in the power play for them to chase the score.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I guess it depends. I think because it's so early on in the competition, they might maybe try to move around their batting lineup a bit to see if they want to send maybe like a more aggressive batsman to open. We were talking about Vendor Boteju pre-match, and obviously he was, a big influence in the previous game. He scored 37 of 50, and again he scored 4 sixes in that inning. So it'll depend on batsmen like him if they're able to win this game. Um, Akalanka Dilshan as well in that first match that they played, he scored 27
Yeah.
of 17 with two fours and two sixes. So they have the ability to score boundaries, to score runs quickly, but I think they would probably expect a lot more from the opening bats, whoever it is who comes out. Akalanka Dilshan, he only scored 7 runs in that last game, even though he hit, one of those early balls for sixes. So
Yeah.
it will probably be important for them to not lose wickets early on and put pressure on the rest of the batsmen. But I think they do have a good chance as long as they're able to score some quick runs in the power play without losing a lot of wickets.
Yeah. Okay, so just let's wait for the batsmen to come in and get the action.
There's quite a lot of extras as well in that first innings. Obviously, we forgot to speak about that. There was
Yeah, they
11
had like
wides.
15, yeah, 11 wides. That
Yeah,
is
11 wides and 3 no balls, and one of them obviously costed them a wicket. If it wasn't for that, it probably would have been maybe
a
another
big wicket for
five,
them.
10
Yeah.
runs less in the innings line, which obviously could have made a massive difference depending on how close the game actually ends up being. So, from a bowling perspective, I think it's going to be a very disappointing result for Stack CC. I think as a team, they probably would have expected more from their bowling lineup. I guess they'll probably just be disappointed with the way things have gone so far in this innings. But again, they have 20 overs to make a difference
I think
to
it
stay
might
on
be a
top of the
bit
table.
difficult for Staxis. Yeah, I think it might be a bit difficult for Stack CC to score this because if you see the last few games in this venue, which has happened like in this particular tournament, there had been like 22 games, and the average of the runs scored in the innings is closer to 160, whereas we have seen that it has gone way above average. So it might be very difficult for them to plan in a way to reach this target. So in
Yeah,
case if
again, it
there
just
is
depends
a
on.
opening spinner, it might be a bit tricky for them to bat on.
Yeah.
With the Pacers, it might be easy since the boundaries are smaller. It'll be easy for them to go for a lot of sixes early on in the innings, like we saw in the first innings.
Hmm.
So the bowling definitely has a major role towards
Yeah,
this chase.
definitely. Again, like you said, it'll all come down to how good the spinners are for AP11. Uh,
Yeah.
if they're able to put pressure on the Stack CC batsmen early on, it'll be the difference. If you look at it overall, you look at a good power play score on average, I think they score about 50, 48, 50 runs in this competition in this ground in the power play. Obviously, it being an evening game with better weather conditions today, it probably means that the batsmen are feeling better. It's probably a bit easier to run between the wickets. You'll see a little bit more
Yeah.
aggressive running as well in this innings between the Stack CC batsmen. So it'll come down to a lot of the different factors that we mentioned, whether it was fielding, obviously Stack CC's fielding was pretty poor. We saw a lot of misfields, poor throws, a couple of good run out chances that they missed. I think AP wouldn't want to repeat that same mistake. And in the end of the day, I think it's going to be a very interesting game. We can see, I think, in the background that there's players coming on the field now. So we should have action, underway in a
Right.
couple of minutes' time.
Yeah. So if you see in the first innings, the power play they have scored 87.
Hmm.
Main contribution was from Kader Wali
Yeah.
for him very brave starting from the first ball.
Hmm.
So for Stack CC to reach that stage, we need a batsman who is ready to go on from the first ball, basically.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the importance of having somebody like a Kader Wali in your team who's not really afraid of taking the bowlers on from the get-go, putting the pressure on the bowling team. And I think Stat CC were not prepared for somebody like that. Obviously, they've only played one game, so they didn't have a lot of, you know, intent to show. And Stack CC haven't really had to do a lot with the bat. So considering both of those things, I think today is going to be a really good test for Stack CC. Obviously, they're on top of the table now for Group B, but it all obviously it's only been 2 games, so it can all change very quickly. If AP win today, I think they'll go on top of the table, and if they win with a pretty big margin, that'll be huge for them for the rest of the competition. So, like you mentioned, I think it is going to be spin to start the innings, which is again something that I think all the captains in the league would be thinking, considering how effective spin has been. It just
Yeah.
depends on how these batsmen go after the spinners. Maybe if you can get a couple of boundaries early on, put pressure on them, and then it's almost, another problem for AP. They'll have to decide whether they keep the spinner or they go with the um, pace option. So I think
They're going with a
it's
spinner. First ball,
yeah,
there we go. That's a good positive start for the innings.
it's very
So it
important
is
to get out of the way.
Shafran opening with
Boteju,
Botiju.
yeah. I think they've realized how important Boteju is for this team. He's almost like the Kagarwani for Stats AC. He's the kind of guy who
That
can
is
go after
true.
the bowlers from the get-go. It doesn't take a lot of time to get settled. So I think that's a really good thing that they have done to send him opening. Again, first ball itself, you can see the intent is there. He
Yeah.
wasn't able to execute it well, but it was a short ball. He was on his back foot. He probably should have done better with that ball. I think the umpires are having a discussion about something, but it seems to be
No, it's just nothing to worry about. Let's see that. There we go. The third ball. He is going. He is definitely has got it. That is the bound. Oh, they've saved it. Saved it. Saved the boundary. There was a man there.
a good fielding in the boundary to limit it for just a single. I think
Shafran
it's
is
poor
trying to
running.
say is no less than Kadirwali. He can go on from the first over, first ball.
Yeah, but the problem there, I think, was I think the running's been poor. They didn't run for that first ball and then they ran now, but it, it definitely could have been a two, especially considering that the target that they're chasing, they should have run with a little bit more intent. But again, it might not be something that they want to do early on, risk losing
Yeah.
wickets.
So comparatively with Safran and Botiju, Safran is most great hitter, I think. Let's see what Botiju has got. Oh, he also goes. First ball. That's gone for a boundary. God,
It might have gone all the
that's
way
brave.
as well,
That's
but that's
brave.
just
That's brave.
one bounce for. So I think, like we
That's a
said, Buttigieg is not going to waste time. He's just going to come and play his game, which is to take the bowlers on. If you bowl there to Buttigieg on his preferred
that's
leg side, he's
definitely.
just going to go after you. So it's not the best start for the spinner against Buttigieg. I think he'll just want to get that ball, past him and then go out, like
Yeah.
basically have a fresh start again now.
He goes for it again. Straight down. That's a boundary.
This is going to be a really interesting chase now if Buttigieg is able to, stay in post power play. And if he's
If
able to
these
score
two
runs
try
in
to
this
make
game.
a partnership, definitely they are in for a great total. We might be looking at the same level of power play score from the first innings, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you think about the pitch? Does it have like a great turn on the ball from
So
compared to
usually
the
I think
first
in the
innings?
competition, oh, he's
Oh my
skied
God,
it.
that's high in the
That's
air. Is there a fielder below? Oh
yeah,
my
he's
God, he's
gone. So that's
gone.
an
He's
important
gone.
wicket. Adnan comes back, responds really well, flights the ball up, invites the aggressive shot from Bateju, who can't
So from
keep his composure. After hitting those two boundaries, he was just like in the mood. He just wanted to go for it, and he sent it straight to the fielder at deep square leg. So big wicket. Bateju goes for eight after the first over. They're um, nine for one. So not
if
off to
you
the best
if you
start,
check
Staxi.
if you look from the first innings, we had a very similar moment with Kader Wali. He went very high up, and the wicket keeper dropped the catch. That gave him the life to score 85 runs, or else we would have not had such a huge target for this game.
Definitely, we always say catches win matches, and that kind of fielding mistake from the wicketkeeper in that first innings cost them quite a
Costed a
lot.
lot. Yeah.
So good work from the fielder in deep square. Like I couldn't see who it was, but it was a hard catch to take under the lights. It was skied in the air. It was in the air for a long time. So
That's
he had to
definitely a
make sure
great
that he
catch.
was underneath it, very stable with his hands as well. So that's a really good catch. And Akalanka Dilshan's in now, probably their second best batsman, replacing their best batsman. So still batting left in this team in Stack CC. Unlike uh, AP, I think that they have a little bit more balanced top order. So we'll just have to see
Yeah.
how it goes. Spin both ends now.
So they
That
just
could be a
need
wicket
some time
first
to get
ball.
settled.
I think yeah, he's got
Oh,
some bat on it, so I think it's fine. But
yeah.
spinners look like
I think they need to just calm down for a bit to get settled and then go for it. But these players, they don't need time to get settled. They just go with the first ball.
yeah, definitely. I think it's very important for them to just take their time, get a feel for these spinners, or else they're just going to put themselves at risks of, getting out quickly. Again, not the best shot, probably going down leg. That's what saved him there. But considering that, it's your first or second ball in this case, there's no need to be playing a brash shot like that. You're better off taking a couple of balls, watching what's happening with the wicket, and then
Uh,
taking that intent to the bowler. But left arm spin, very effective by the
Very
looks of it.
effective, yeah. From the first innings when we saw left arm spin,
Hmm.
even though Vajendrana had gone for a lot of runs in the first 2 overs,
Hmm.
he he controlled a lot and he was very economical towards the death.
Yeah.
So left arm spinner is definitely very effective in this
Yeah.
game.
I think the reason why he ended up going for a lot of runs early on was his line, was a bit, like, sorry, his length was a bit foolish.
Yeah,
Kadarwali obviously was getting to the pitch of the ball, and with the kind of swing that he has, he was finding it very easy to take the bowler on. After the wicket went, he pulled his length back a bit more, gave the ball a little bit more speed, made it very difficult for the batsman to basically judge the length and line of the ball. He had more variations, which made it more um, useful for him to try those odd balls, which were a
yeah.
bit flatter, a bit quicker. And Khalid here bowling very
Hardik Anwar
similarly.
is Yeah, but Karlik Anwar is one of the top bowlers. His career economy is about 7.16, which is a
Mhm.
great for a bowler.
Especially
And
in this
him
kind
coming
of league where,
in the
like you
power
said,
play.
everybody's going after the bowlers. He's come in, second over, he's bowled six really good balls. Should have had a wicket in a couple of those balls, was very unlucky. Uh, what couple of times it hit him on the leg, missed the stumps, or just ended up going into the keeper's hands instead of hitting the wicket. So he is very unlucky to not have a wicket after that first over. But very good, very
So
consistent bowling from Khalid.
with the spinner coming in again for the third over, how much runs do you think you might be expecting on this third over?
I think they're probably gonna have to go after the bowlers now, considering after the 2 overs in the power play, they've only got 11 runs and
Mhm.
they've lost a wicket. They've got the slip in as well. Probably gonna see a little bit more flight on the ball now from Mahmood.
Oh my God,
Oh,
that
he's
was
just
close. That
so
was
unlucky
close.
there. Could
Yeah,
have been caught behind or could have been bowled. He's just so lucky.
yeah.
Again,
It's a
another
good thinking
left
of
arm
bringing in a
spinner.
slip in. It's a left arm
I think it's
spinner
a really
again.
good call from the captain to bring spinners in. Mahmood obviously giving a lot of flight to the ball, inviting that shot from the batsman. In that case, he
Yeah.
just hits it straight to the fielder. I think instead of trying to hit it hard, they should be just trying to focus on maybe rotating strike. Do you think? Try
Yeah,
to get some control back into this innings.
definitely. Now they need the run rate required has gone up very high. Now they need to just get settled before they can go for bigger shots, huge shots.
This is a really
But
poor
whereas the
batting from
batsman's yet,
Lanka. He's realized that there is some turn on this wicket. He's realized that Adnan's flighting the ball. There's no need for him to be trying to slog sweep him, after completely missing the first two balls. Your goal should be to get some bat on ball, try to get off strike at this point. He's chipped it in the air. Luckily, there's no field in
yeah,
that covers
they
area.
saved his wicket in that.
So he gets off
As you
strike,
said,
but it's
it's
got to go seven.
definitely required for the batsman to rotate strikes for a while and get settled. Try to face few balls of spinners before they can go for bigger shots. Let's see what Safran has to do. He goes for it. Think it might be a boundary, yeah. There we
Yeah, I
go.
think
It's a
it's gone
four.
for four. So much needed boundary from Safran. It was a bad ball, to be fair. It was very, foolish. Like I said, same mistake that Rohan Vijayawardene made in that first innings. bowling really full to a batsman with a really good swing of the bat. Let's see if he can bowl a better ball there. Similar ball, similar result. One bounce for. There isn't a fielder in the deep there. So back-to-back boundaries for Safran to end the over.
In the over,
Much
yeah.
needed boundaries as well. They'll take a lot of pressure off
Just
them.
to, yeah, just to relieve the pressure of the batting team. Let's see if they still try to continue with spinners. I think it's gonna be Khalik again.
I think,
It can,
yeah,
yeah,
bringing
it's
Kalik back
Khalik
is the right
again.
thing to do. He was the
He,
one
he
who
was
really,
very, very economical, yeah.
yeah,
He might
and
try to
with
put more pressure on the batsman now.
exactly, and with Akalanka on strike, we saw last over he was struggling against the left arm spinner. So to bring Kalik back in, bowl some more left arm spin is probably the right thing to do there.
You know what I'm thinking? With the pressure on and the spinners coming back, the batsman struggling, we might see a boundary or a wicket. What do you expect more? Do you
Yeah,
expect
definitely.
boundary or a wicket?
It hasn't
What are
been
the chances?
it hasn't been a innings where it looked like they're going to be looking at rotating strike. I think it does look very boundary or wicket, like you said. Even that ball, it was a really poor ball. He tried it really short. Um, but the shot didn't really look convincing. Obviously, he got a boundary in the end, but I hope that he tries to rotate strike
Oh,
instead
lucky
now.
Ash.
He gets lucky, it's an inside edge, but misses everything. It's going to go for
They're going for a two.
a couple of runs there. Yeah, so good
I think
running
with
there,
the
but
slow outfield and I think we might be expecting a lot of twos in this game with the outfield being slow and the thick grasses making the ball move very slow. Might be stopping them from scoring fours, but it is good for them to go for twos.
definitely, definitely. I think um, utilizing that slow outfield, maybe pushing the fielders back by getting a couple of. Oh, that's really poor fielding there. But luckily, he doesn't end up giving away any runs. So that's something probably that AP need to focus on.
Akalanka realized that he can't go for bigger shots and he has to rotate strikes now.
Yeah, I think he's realized he's got a boundary, early on in the over. It just makes more sense to get Saffron back on strike after the last two balls in the previous over where he went for it and got the um, boundaries. I think it just makes more sense.
So if you're someone watching our stream, if you want to have the live action, you can obviously jump on to Cricket Launch TV. We have mentioned it on the chat, so it'll be easy for you to go on, get the live action. So it is 27 for 1 after 4 overs. It's definitely what we expect from the power play, what we expected from the power play. They need a lot of runs now.
Yeah, better running between the wickets now. They've realized that they can go for boundaries, but it's very important that when they don't go for, when they're not getting the boundaries, they at least
They
try
have
to
to rotate
rotate
strikes.
strike.
The left arm spin has been really effective here. I may not be surprised if they continue with the left arm spinners for the entire power play.
Yeah, definitely. But again, there's been a couple of loose balls, and they've done better after that first two overs to punish the loose balls, especially Safran. I think he's had a better time facing Adnan than Akalanka has. So I think if you're Akalanka now, you're trying to just rotate strike as much as possible. Try to get Safran on strike, and as
Saffron.
long as Safran's seeing the ball this way, you're bound to get a couple of boundaries in every over. So this is the right thing to do.
That
Put
is
pressure
true,
on the
and
field right after getting that boundary. So it's better batting from the two.
that is true. That is a good thinking from Akalanka since he missed few balls, tried going for bigger shots earlier. Now he has changed his mindset of rotating strike and giving strike to Safran.
Hmm.
Safran seems to be well settled, and he's obviously using all the loose balls to go for boundaries.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God, that's huge. Is that a six? Yeah, there we
That is a
go. That's a
six.
six. That is. Oh, he scored it. He scored it, I think. That's a
Oh, is there a
wicket.
field in the back? I thought that's gone all the way.
That's a wicket. Akalanka. We were expecting his wicket. We were expecting. He was going for it. He was definitely going for it.
Again, that's been the problem in the Sakalanka innings the entire time. He's tried going after the bowlers, but the timing was just not there. Probably the
He couldn't get the
best
timing.
timed ball that he faced in his innings, he ends up getting out, unfortunately. It was a good catch by Mahmood in the back. Just hit straight along on. So the intent was there, but unfortunately, it just looks like
He couldn't make it.
he just didn't connect it well enough. So poor start in the end for Stack CC with just 7 balls left
Losing
in the
two
power
wickets.
play. Very stark difference between the two power plays for the team. Obviously, Kadarwali's innings put them in a really good position after the power play, whereas now
The
Stack CC,
wicketkeeper dropping a catch definitely
yeah,
costed them a lot.
it's definitely come back to haunt them.
We did not expect this. Scoring a very low scoring power play. They should have done a lot. They still have time. Let's see if a batsman gets settled. With the smaller boundaries, it is very easy to chase this total. If you get set and go for like huge shots, you can still make it.
Yes, definitely. The likelihood is still there that they can win the game. But this is really good field setting from the AP captain, obviously bringing that slip back in again against Madhushan for his first ball. Really well bowled.
Good block from Madhushan. Madhushani has played about 72 innings.
Hmm.
Doesn't have a good average, is averaging about 14 runs, and the strike rate is 120. So we might be expecting a good rotation of strike from him, giving strike to Safran. Let's see what is his mindset for this innings. But there is no time for them to rotate strikes. They have to go for huge shots. Maybe Safran is the man who might have to carry the team
Yeah,
to chase the
definitely.
target.
Like you said, I think Safran might be the person who could take the aggressive role now. I just think if he's not able to score the runs, he's just going to put more pressure on him. He's just one of those players who probably enjoys, scoring runs as aggressively as possible. I don't think he's the kind of person who wants to take his time. He just wants to get along with the game. So it depends on how well Madhushan can like rotate strike, give him that assistance in
It's
scoring those runs freely.
it is Khalik again, going for his third over.
Yeah, I think they might just bowl
I
20
can
overs
see
this game.
clearly what AP11 are trying to do, trying to put pressure on batsmen very early on in the inning so that maybe breaking the confidence of chasing the target.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
it's working quite well for them. Oh, the ball has stayed low. The
Yeah, I
second
think this is the
innings.
second ball in Kardic's spell so far, which has stayed a bit low, especially when he bowls a bit outside of stump. It doesn't um,
Bounce.
bounce as much. I think he puts a lot
That might be
less.
risky. Oh, that's straight low again.
How has that missed
Uh,
everything? He's just gone through the batsman there. He's missed
Missed the wicket.
everything. which is again very unfortunate. I think it's the third or fourth time Khalid's bowled a ball on that line and that length, and something similar has happened every single time. He's just been very unfortunate in the sense that it's not, ended up going
Ooh.
on to the stumps.
Going to the second innings, ball has got a great turn on it, and they're staying low for some reason.
Yeah,
It might be
definitely.
very risky for the batsman. They need
Definitely.
to
I
be
think
very
it's
careful now.
got some pad on the way, uh, but it is a
Oh, that
challenging
stayed low
line.
again. Good judgment from the batsman after seeing three balls staying low.
Mhm. Definitely.
So, what do you think Stack CC might be looking to score at the end of over 10? What do you think that they have in their mindset? Do you think it might be like a slow rotating strike kind of mindset where they try to hold wickets instead of losing
I
it,
just
try to
think with
score a few
the
runs?
with the challenge that they have, they need to score another. I mean, they're trying to score a big. Sorry, they're trying to chase a big score, 214, to be precise. Obviously, they haven't really gotten anywhere close to that. They haven't really made a big enough dent in the power play. The required run rate is almost at 13 already. I think it's what, 12.8, which basically just means that they're just going to have to, go after the bowlers as if it was still the power play. Like they can't afford to slow down and, focus on rotating strike. The current
Yeah.
run rate is not even, 6 runs and over. So another spinner coming in, Gayas. Really bad ball, but
Oh, that's
he's
gone
hit it
high. That's gone
straight
high.
up. I think
It's
there's a
gone high.
fielder there, and he's dropped the
Oh,
catch.
he dropped it. He's
So
dropped it.
Motherson gets another life, but a really bad ball that wasn't really punished. Motherson struggling, just scoring 2 over 6 balls. He is a big person. He's very
Definitely.
tall. He's got a big swing of his bat. So it might just be that the intent is still there, and they're just going to go after everything now. But
Yeah.
you have to do it better than that. You have to punish those kind of balls. You can't let the bowler get away with something like that.
You see, end of power play, in the first innings, they were almost 87 and they were just 35. It's almost 52 run gap,
Yeah.
which which they need to fill up now. There we go. Madhushan again going for it. Is it a six? Is it a boundary? Is it a wicket? I think it's a six. He
Yeah,
has
I
made
think
it
it
this
looks like
time.
it's gone all the way.
It's gone all the way. This might boost his confidence now. He might be going for it. Let's see what he has. There we go.
He's
Does
tried
he
to
go for it
reverse
again?
sweep, but he's
Wow.
missed it completely. So this
It's
is
a
the
good
kind of thing that
thinking,
you don't
but
want to see if you're the captain of Stack CC. Your batsman after hitting a
um,
six, he's just wasted a ball right after. Takes a little bit of that pressure away from Gayas.
also they need to consider that now the ball is staying low.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a reverse sweep might be very risky when the ball is staying low. It is not a good thing to do. But
Definitely.
let's see what Madhushan. Maybe he has a different thinking.
Start playing a
Oh,
scoop like a ram shot there, but some football skills from the fielder preventing the ball from going further
the
into the
boundary
outfield.
there. End of seventh over, it is 44 for 2. Madhushan and Safran. Safran still he hasn't shown any intent. He has to go for it. Madhushan is the one showing a lot of intent, trying to go for huge six.
So I think it's gonna
I
be
think there is a new bowler.
yeah, it's gonna be the first pace or medium pace option in this innings. Riyasat's coming in. Obviously, I think if you do want to get through some overs of pace, this is probably the best time.
Yeah,
Um,
the spinners have put a good amount of pressure on the batsman
oh, it's a
when they still have the
tricky,
pressure on.
tricky ball. I think he was
Oh,
cutted
wicket
to
ball.
start the proceedings from Riyasat. Ends up getting chipped by Safran.
Saffron, yeah.
Sorry, not Safran, Madhusan. And I think it's just a single. So not the worst ball to start. If you're Riyasat, you probably think that's a good outcome.
There we go. Second bowler.
It's well
It's a
picked up
good swing
from
to the
Safran, but
ball.
there might be
Yeah.
a fielder there to cut that off. So just another single, or I think yeah, it's just a single. So even though he's played pretty well, it doesn't really, uh, give them a better outcome. It's just a single anyway. I think Riasad's a very tricky bowler with the angle that he bowls the ball coming in. He's bowling a lot of
The
cutters as
ball
well.
the ball is staying low as well. Riyasat is a well experienced bowler. He has played 226 games
Hmm.
and his economy is about 8.5. That is really good for a pacer. And coming at this point, he might try to put pressure on, definitely, as you said.
Some wide balls. The ball went the other
Right.
way. So the first extra of the innings, if I'm not wrong, is that correct, Rusty?
Yeah. First extra of the innings, I guess. There we go.
Cuts it to
That's
backward
just a
point, get a
single.
single, yes. So not the worst over from Riyasat again. Just four of the
I've
overs
still
so
got
far, including the extra
two
of the
more
four
balls.
balls. So you wouldn't mind that if you're AP. You're getting through
Yeah.
the overs pretty quickly. You're not
Hmm.
bleeding a lot of runs. Both the batsmen still struggling.
Oh, that's a lot of
So
swing on the ball.
yeah, so that's
It's
a
a great
pretty
swing to
poor ball. Good field placement though. You could argue from the backup
you
bench.
definitely need a slip or a shot third man there.
We have a couple of people in chat asking questions. Pyro Legion asks, "What game is this?" So this is the
So
game between
this
Stack
is
CC and AP11. It's in the Falcons Champions Trophy in Kuwait. If you do want to watch this game, you can go to our website,
oh, that's a wicket. That's a
cricketlaunch.tv,
wicket.
and join in on the action. You can see the stream live. You would have, if you were watching the stream, you would have just seen Safran lose his wicket. Important person in this Stack CC11 losing his wicket after trying to go after the bowlers. I think it was just the pressure building up, wouldn't you say, Kritesh?
Yeah, that's definitely the pressure build-up from the spinners, which had batsmen try to take out the pressure on the pacers, which didn't go quite well for them.
Hmm. Hello, Yasser Hussain. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome to the chat.
So if you guys want to watch this live game, we have mentioned the link on the chat above. You can use that to go watch the action on Cricket Launch TV.
Just to
The
make it
new
easy for you
batsman
guys, I've
is
also put the chat. Sorry, I've also put the link in the chat, and I'll be pinning it so that if in case you do want to join in on the stream, watch the game live with us, you can click on that link and it'll take you straight to the CricketLounge.tv website where you can watch this match live along with us, and you'll be able to see the new batsman Ahilan, who's come to bat with Madhushan, gets off strike with the first ball itself. So after the 8 overs, Stack CC 50 for 3, looking
50 for 3.
very
Ahilan, the
uncomfortable.
captain, has come onto the crease. Let's see if the captain is able to help the team reach the target.
Definitely. Important innings needed from him, wouldn't you say, Pritesh?
Yeah. Let's see if they are going back. Oh, it's the left-arm spinner again, trying to put the pressure on the new batsman.
Oh no, it's Gaya,
The
sorry, the
spinners, they
right
won't
arm
stop.
spinner. It's a no ball and it's gone for 6. So that's a
6.
really
Wow.
good start for Ahilan.
Good shot from the
I
captain.
don't think it's given
That's
as a
a
no
very
ball. It was
good.
definitely a no ball, but I don't think it was given as a no ball.
Let's wait to see what the umpire has to say there. I think the batsman, they're still appealing for it.
Mm-hmm. Yasser
But that's a
Hussain
very
says that it's
bad
great
ball.
to watch the match. I'm really happy that you're enjoying it. Obviously, if you would want to ask some questions, if you want to give your own inputs, Yasser, please feel free to send your input in the chat, and we'll be happy to have that discussion with you. Excellent running, utilizing that overthrow, getting those extra runs from that misfield. Do you think?
We can't be expecting some loose fieldings from the bowling team now. They are
Yeah, do
quite
you?
set. They're putting pressure on the batsman. They can't often try to lose the pressure. Yes,
Definitely.
Goku.
No, do you think oh, that
Oh
is
my God,
just
that's gone. That is gone.
really
Akhil and the
unfortunate
captain,
from
he's
Akhil.
lost the
Really good
ball.
catch from Gayas. He came straight back at him, and he's taken a really good catch, quick reactions.
Really great bowling from the spinners today. The captain, we expected a lot from him. Unfortunate, very unfortunate. If only it was given a no ball previous ball, it could have saved him.
No, no, the no ball was a couple of balls ago, wasn't it?
Cover balls.
No, but either way, I feel like it was just a reflex catch. The ball slowed down a bit when it reached Ahilan. He ends up chipping it back to the bowler. So it wasn't the best shot, you could argue. Not the
Yeah.
smartest thing to do after you got 8 runs of the first two balls. But again, it's just been one of those days. The ball's been slow in the second innings. It's been turning a little bit more. It's been staying low a bit more. So it's not been easy for Stack CC to bat. But considering the target they had to go after, they should have done better. They should have shown you know better logic, better sense when choosing the bat balls to go after. Uh,
Uh, Priyakant is the new batsman. So now the Stack CC are in a very difficult situation where they can't afford to lose more wickets. At the same time, then they have to score a lot of runs. So
Definitely.
it's a tricky gamble for them. Let's see what uh, Harichandra has got.
Again, the Stack
He's
CC
playing
batting 11
positively.
hasn't been, tested a lot in this, in this competition so far in the previous two games. And if you look at this batting lineup, you would have expected a lot of the runs to come from the top order, which just didn't come through today. I think they're just going to struggle through for the rest of the innings now. It'll probably be their best interest to score runs with the net run rate in mind, more than trying to chase after this game and losing their wickets quickly. Because obviously towards the end of the tournament, net run rate might be very important for them. Obviously they're
Yeah,
in the top of the table now, but obviously like you
I,
said, Kritesh, it'll be definitely changing after this match.
that is true. And also for them to continue with the tournament, they need to have like a great total, or at least if they try to chase and reach a decent score by the end of 20 overs, not to lose wicket, that might boost their confidence going on with the rest of the games in this tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, sort of says that Hari is a good player. Yeah, definitely he is a good player. Last match, he only got the three balls, to bat, and he's got 5 runs. I think this might be one of those opportunities for Hari to, cement himself as like a proper top order batsman within the team. He's got, 11 overs to still bat through, so he should probably just utilize these 11 overs to score, to put on a good score for him in his team, and probably give him a lot of confidence for the rest of the competition as well. So that's really good insight from Yasser there, who
Yeah.
says that Harris is a good batsman.
Yeah, Harish, like we saw from the previous batters, as soon as they came, they tried going, since they're chasing like a very huge total, they tried going from the first ball. Whereas Harish Chandra is playing very positively. He's not taking any risks so far. That
Definitely.
shows clearly the experience he has got. Shall I
But
pass it to
Kalik, you
batting?
have to
But
you have to
this is,
still, it's been really poor batting from Stack 11, Stack
yeah,
CC. But the bowling from Kalik has been, incredible. He's bowled
outstanding. Yeah.
very consistent line.
Oh,
Another
is
brilliant
that a
ball.
wicket? Is that a wicket? No,
No,
it's a good
unfortunately, it
turn. That's
has
a good turn.
missed the bat. But he's getting a lot of turn. He's been brave. He's been flighting the ball. He's bowled a couple of quicker arm balls as well, and the batsmen just have had nothing to reply with. They've had no consistent like ability to score runs of Kalik. He's only gone for the 12 runs in his 23 balls so far.
23
So
overs. Yeah,
that's just incredible value if you're a captain to have somebody like Kalik in the team
Halik
who
too.
can be so economical, so consistent, and give you that wicket taking option as well. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get any wickets today. He might still with that last ball of his spell, flights it up, but again, smart batting from Madhushan, not taking any risk against Khalid in his last ball.
I think it's good thinking for AP11 to bring Khalik to a new batsman, Harish Chandra, who is a very experienced batsman.
Mhm.
We saw he's not going for risky shots, but bringing in Khalik is trying to put more pressure on Harish Chandra, which we saw obviously. He was unable to score against Khalik. So this might have put a good pressure on Harish Chandra as well as Madhushan. Let's see what they have to do.
Definitely. Again, what do you think is a score that is respectable now from this point, Kritesh? What do you think they should aim for?
I think they should be aiming for about at least 11 run rate from now on. So in that case, they should be aiming for at least 170 now.
Yeah, that's a good start there as well.
That,
They got a
yeah, that's
boundary
a good
to
shot from Harish Chandra.
start that Kader over. So Kader, again, if you look at him, he's more of a part-time bowler in this team. He hasn't really done a lot. You can see he's bowled very full his first ball. Not the best shots. Uh, so cricket
But
better for
that's
life
something
says 11
definitely.
feels a bit too much. You can argue that, yeah, definitely. It does feel a lot from the stage that they're in. But just considering the amount of runs that they need to score, even if they want to get close, that's probably the kind of run rate that they should be targeting. Whether they have the ability to score at that rate, again, like you said, it probably does feel a bit too much. But again, we've had a little bit of
So
feedback from Yasser who said that Haris is good. Obviously, these people probably do have the ability to score runs. It's just that it's been a very difficult period for them to score runs and a lot of pressure on them.
Gokul, but we should also consider that Khalik has finished his spell and the other left-hand bowler as well. He has just got one more over left, so which means the left-hand spinners are they're not putting pressure. There are no more left-arm spinners to come put down pressure for the batsman, which is a good relief for the batsmen to go for it.
Yeah, and as
Will
you
that
can
be
see,
very
like
positive for them?
couple of bowlers have bowled since that power play have tended to bowl, a couple of loose balls every over. It just depends on whether the batsman can, utilize it. Now, Madhushan, for example, he looks to be trying to like swing after every ball, which is probably not the smartest thing to do. There you go. He gets a full toss, but he ends up blocking that. So I think from a capability perspective, it might be a little bit too much for them to, score 11 runs and over. But
Yeah.
It probably is better if they want to, at least save their net run rate that they aim at maybe like 8, 9 runs and over from now on.
That's a bad ball. He has utilized it, but because of the very slow outfield, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I
They
think it's
couldn't
just
get
a
the boundary
single in
what
the
they
end, which is
needed.
again not the best
Yeah.
running. Just 7 of the over, even though it could have been, quite a lot more with the bowling being not as great. Yeah, cricket better for life. He feels like a 6.5, a 6.5 run, maybe 7 runs and over is probably like accurate with that. I agree. But the problem is cricket better for life. The bowling lineup post Karlik isn't
That
impressive.
great.
They do have another couple of spin options, but again, as you saw in the previous over from Kader, it is hit or miss. Gayas ended up bowling a lot of looseness. Obviously, he's gone for 18. Considering that the rest of the team's going at like a run a ball economy, him going 18 obviously shows you that he's probably not one of their better bowlers, but he's still been given the ball. That's on a single. Next over 5 wides. We'll have to just wait and see if that happens. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Cricket better for life. I think I missed the comment from Yasser Hussain earlier on where he said both batsmen have to make partnership for the next 4 to 5 overs. Definitely, I think both Kritesh and I would agree with that.
Madhushan, initially he tried to swing, but then he changed his mindset, and then now he's going back to the same mindset where he has to swing for it. Whereas Harichandra, I think Madhushan, instead of swinging the bats, he should just try giving strike to Harichandra. He's looking very positive now. He's gone for a 6.
Yeah, for sure.
He's utilizing every loose ball, he is trying to convert it to a boundary. So it is very ideal for Madhushan to rotate strike and give strike to Harish Chandra, whereas he'll try to score for boundaries.
Definitely. I mean, to be fair, Yasir Hussain, I think he knew what he was talking about when he said that Harish Chandra was a really good batsman. He's a good player. Obviously, you could see he's got that like quality in him to go after the bowlers there to get that six. So much needed boundary for them. A couple of those
Yeah.
every over now, and Pritesh, initial thought process of 11 runs. Another
170.
big hits
Another
from
one. That's
Harish
huge. That's
Chandra.
huge. That's huge.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I agree with what you're saying there, Cricket Better for Life. I think if you're looking at it from a like quality perspective, you've seen a couple of big shots from Harish Chandra. You've seen the intent, and the bowling isn't that great. So you probably could say that you're looking at maybe over 11 runs and over for the next couple of overs. Exactly. So the if the outfield was quicker, you
11
might have
runs.
even been looking at a couple of more runs. Coming through boundaries, but it just looks like sixes or singles at this point.
Yeah, it's either boundary or dot.
Yeah, I think the
Oh,
problem
he
here
goes.
is
He goes for
Madhushan
it again,
was
Madhushan. Like
yeah,
I said,
Madhushan is struggling,
Madhushan.
don't
He
you think?
just tries to rotate strike, give it to Harish Chandra. That will be really helpful.
I
At least the
think
good thing he
it was
didn't go
almost
for
like a
a run
free
in the
hit ball
last
for
ball.
him, being the last ball of
Yeah,
the over.
yeah,
Obviously, he had to just go for it as well. He scored 13 of 22, which is again very poor at this level. Harish Chandra has come in after him under more pressure. He still managed to hit 20 of the 12 balls that he's faced. And so I think 11 definitely seems more of a reality now. So that's really good insight from Kritesh earlier on. Calling that out, potentially going for runs. Obviously, Kalik
yeah.
being somebody who's finished his 4 overs now means that there's less quality left in that bowling lineup to reduce the economy. Now, Kader's come back in. Obviously, went for 7 runs in the first over. Could have gone for more. He's
Yeah.
bowling to Hari Chandra, who didn't get to face a lot of balls. I think it was only the 2 balls that he faced. Yeah, you should definitely trust Kritesh. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's our inside specialist.
So the confirmed news from the ground, which said 5 wides in an over, was never confirmed.
I think it's this over now. So he says 4 wides now.
Yeah,
It is definitely possible. I think Kader was a
yeah.
bit
With
wayward
Kader,
with
we
a few of the
saw.
balls he bowled in the first over. So we can still have a look to see if that trend continues into this over.
He is more like a part-time bowler, so definitely 4 wides is very much possible. The bowling is not great from Kader. Since Madhushan is facing, in this over we may not be seeing a lot of runs. If he plays positively, gives strike to him,
Oh,
it'll be
it's a
very much
really
possible
good
for.
shot. He's almost
Good
like
shot, good shot.
titled
There
it
we
for
go, there we
four.
go,
The
there we
outfield
go.
is
Does
very
it go
slow,
for
but
a
it
four?
still
Does it
gets
go
to the
for a four?
boundary.
Nah, that goes to a four. Even though the outfield is very slow, he managed to get it a boundary.
A very poor line and length from the bowler there.
Bowler,
To
yeah.
bowl a ball very full on his legs. He's going to utilize that every day of the week. That's a really poor line to bowl at. Ends up getting a boundary. Again, the outfield probably
Harry
almost
is the
saved
main
Kadir.
man, guys. Harry is the main man, guys. Not him. He's definitely going for a half century. What do you think, Gokul? Do you think he'll hit half century?
Definitely, definitely. If he can get a little bit of assistance from Madhushan, I think with this bowling lineup that AP
That's a
have.
risky single. That's a risky single. Madhushan, you shouldn't be going for it.
But would you argue it's almost necessary for Madhushan to go for it, considering he's only scored the 18 of 25? You
Yeah,
probably
at
want to
least,
get
at
Harris
least the
on
last two
strike as
balls
much as
can be.
possible.
That is true. Harishchandra gets to face the last two balls
Yeah.
of Kader. Come on, let's see if he can.
It's a really
Oh my
bad
God,
ball
that's a
again,
good
very
shot. That's
similar
a
to
good
that
shot.
boundary
Good
early
shot.
on. And poor fielding means
Oh,
it's
good
another
fielding.
4 in the
Poor
over.
fielding.
So I think better for life, it's not the wide force that you should be looking at, it's the fielding performance.
It's the
Couple of
four
really
boundaries.
poor fielding efforts in the field in this innings, and that's probably the worst of the lot. He's gone straight through him. Should have been a single. They end up getting a four. Second boundary of the over and a ball to
Do you think?
spare. So they've already
Do you
got to
think the
10
last ball
runs.
is going to be a boundary, Gokul? Come on, let's say. Is it going to be a boundary? I
Oh,
think he
I
might
could be
rotate the
gone
strike.
to
I
be
think he
fair.
might
The
rotate
bowler,
strike.
bowler looks
He might rotate
very
strike. Come on,
interested, but I
Madhushan.
think the batsman's lucky there. I think it might have just been the height that saved him, but pretty good comeback from the bowler after those two boundaries. to finish the over. Again, 10 runs of the over, so not the 11 runs that you expected, Kritesh, but close enough.
But still, I was expecting about 170. Do you think it is still possible? I think it is still possible to reach 170 if Harishchandra stays on strike.
Yeah, definitely. I think it depends on how much of the strike Madhushan is able to rotate.
Madhushan, yeah.
So
It's
I think
definitely the support is needed from Madhushan. Come on, Madhushan, you should give strike to
definitely.
Harishchandra and let him score a half century and make us reach 175.
I think they might probably want to bring Riyasat in. It isn't Riyasat coming in now, but Riyasat looked really good in that first over that he
Oh, it's a
bowled. He really
different
went for
new
the six
pacer.
runs. Exactly.
Yeah,
As I was talking
definitely
about
is a
Riyasat.
wicket-taking bowler. He's a well-experienced bowler. It's a
Definitely.
good chance. He has got a good turn on the ball as well. And from the second innings, we saw that the ball is staying low. It's a good chance if Riyasat comes in. Good chance for a wicket.
Yeah, definitely. Mahmood is the new bowler in.
Oh, Mahmood is the new bowler.
Yes, so we will be covering quite a lot of the games this week for the Falcons Champions Trophy. So if you do subscribe to the channel, you'll be able to get like a notification if you have that option selected every time we go live, so you can join in, have conversations with us. We are not from Kuwait, but we are essentially watching a lot of the Kuwaiti games. It's a very entertaining league. Yeah, quite a lot of good players, good performances over the past few games. So we will be covering quite a lot of these games. Even when we're not live on YouTube, you guys can obviously just hop in on the CricketLounge.tv website, and you'll be able to watch the games live. Obviously, it's on throughout the week. We have a game every day on the weekdays, and on I think Thursdays and Fridays we have more games, considering it's the weekend in Kuwait. Obviously, really good period to watch cricket as well now. Unfortunately, the Ashes got over very quickly, so we've got a few days of Kuwaiti cricket that we can enjoy. So if you guys would like to watch that, please subscribe to the YouTube channel here, and then also click on
You
the
can
link
join
that's
us every
pinned.
day for this particular tournament. We can
Definitely.
have a lot of chat. You can
Definitely.
give
And
your insights. We can discuss about it, and we'll see what happens on the ground.
that's another
That's
big
that's a
shot from
great shot,
Harishchandra, but good
Harishchandra.
fielding. Good fielding to save
Good
it to
fielding.
just
Yeah.
one. So quite a lot of the singles coming in now. Mahmood looks like a better bowling option. Do you think, Kutesh?
Yeah, but still, Madhushan is rotating strike. Harishchandra is going for huge shots.
Mm-hmm.
It's not working out well for them. But yeah,
I think
bringing
Kadir Wali
in spinner
probably,
and
shouldn't have been brought into the attack when he was brought into the attack, considering,
yeah.
they were in a very comfortable position. So he scored a lot of runs with the bat, and he's given a lot of runs away with the ball. But
Come on, we need 11 run, guys. Come on, we need a six in this last ball. Harishchandra, come on, let's go for it.
yeah, I think the captain should listen to Yasser Hussain. He did say that Riyasat is the main bowler, and I think after this good over, economical over from Mahmood, it's probably the smarter thing to bring Riyasat back into the bowling lineup. Awesome, really good ball, missed
Oh,
everything.
good ball, good ball. That was a good ball. After 14 overs, the score is 96 for 4.
Do you think the wickets changed, Kritesh, by any chance from the last few overs? Do you think it's still very difficult and the ball's keeping a bit low still?
I think the ball is still keeping a bit low
Mhm.
and they've got a good turn on the ball. So it might be very tricky for batsmen until and unless it is a loose ball to hit, which obviously Harishchandra is using very well if he gets a loose ball. So he might be looking for a lot of loose balls, but with the ball staying low, it's very risky for the batsmen. They need to be very careful
Mm-hmm.
swinging their bats, not missing the wicket.
So we've got a comment from Pyro Legion again. I want to know your thoughts on this, Kritesh. It says Madhusan needs to get out. What a waste. Do you agree with that statement?
I mean, he said I can't expect more from a new batsman
Mm-hmm.
coming in. He might be. he might have to just change the mindset, let them have a discussion end of the over. Harishchandra should definitely have a discussion with Madhushan to let him know that the role for him is to just rotate strikes instead of going for huge shots. Do you think, oh my God, that's not worked out well for him? So bringing in a new batsman now is not a great option for the stack CC.
Mhm.
What do you think, Pro Legion?
I understand that, but at the same time, he's come into bat before Haris Chandra. Haris Chandra scored what 28 of 19, so he's going at a
19,
pretty
yeah.
good rate. He's come in and he's faced some of the bowlers that Haris Chandra was able to take on and score runs, and he still only scored 22 of 30, and he ended up getting a couple of looseness that went for boundaries as well. So it almost gets to the point again. He's skied it in the air now. He might get few runs there, and that's a good shot for six. So that's a stress relieving shot from Madhushan, and probably it might give him some more confidence to start going after Adnan again. But you might think it's a little bit too late for that, considering they're well into the innings now, and the pressure is built up so much. It almost requires them to score what, 13, 14 runs almost every
Yeah.
over. So it probably is too late that this resurgence has come
Yeah.
through, but both of them are on 28 now. One of them's only taken 19 balls, so it probably would have
19
been a
balls.
smarter thing for them to send Haris Chandra to bat, before Madhushan. Maybe give him less
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah, that should have been a good thought. But I think Madhushan has got it, but it's not worked out well for him today. He is tall, he has good thinking.
Hmm.
The execution is not working out.
I agree. Yeah,
Maybe
and I think
it's
Yasser agrees with you on that as well. He says Madhushan also a good player, but he just trying to rotate the strike and give chance to Hari for big shots. But I think the problem is again he hasn't been able to do it consistently. Uh,
yeah.
that's where the problem arises for Stack CC. I think it's just going to be another single. No, they're on 2-2 in the over, so not the worst over. Again, 11 runs coming off it. So Kritesh's belief is still pretty
Of
accurate.
reaching 170.
Do you
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
still
going to
on.
increase now, or do you think they might feel like there's no point with just 5 overs left? They might just try to face the rest of the 5 overs between the two of them
Uh,
without losing any wickets.
but Madhushan, Harishchandra, they don't seem to lose their confidence. I think they might still fight till the last ball, from what I see. Yeah. So we might be still looking at the score of for a total of 170 from now. I still believe that it is possible.
Definitely. I think they should be looking at least scoring 10 runs from now on. Mahmood is there.
Yeah.
He was bowling really well in that first over. He's still got 3 overs left. And you would
Yeah.
imagine that they're going to bowl at least another 2 overs off him from now.
Yeah.
And you also have Riyasat, who hasn't bowled
Riyasat is
since that
coming.
first over. So you'd probably expect the two of them to finish the innings. But again, that might make it difficult to score 10 runs off the over. But at this point, you probably just want to go for it. They're going to start running
They're
for
going for a
everything
lot
now.
of twos, yeah.
Yeah,
Now, so since it is going towards the end of the innings, we might see a lot of twos now. And with Mahmood bowling, it is very difficult for them to go for sixes, and I think they might be going for a lot of like drive shots, and that might be helping them get a lot of twos. What do you think,
Yeah.
Rupal?
Again, the outfield being really slow means if you do hit it into a gap, you're probably looking for, two. But at the same time, you probably want to use this space.
Oh my
Others,
God, he lost the wicket. Harishchandra is gone.
yeah, so they've lost the big person there. They've lost
They
Harichandra.
lost a
That
big
probably
person,
means
yeah.
that they're not going to get 10 runs in an over anywhere now with the new batsman coming in. You're probably looking at maybe 6, 7 and over from
6
now
and
on.
7 and
I would
over
expect.
now. Yeah.
Especially considering how much Madhusan has struggled. Probably the best batter of the day for Stack CC. Goes
Was
for
Harishchandra.
30 of 21. Well bowled from Mahmood, to be fair. He was very consistent with his line and length in that first over, putting a lot of pressure on the bats, and then getting rewarded with that wicket. Top of off stump, really good
Do you
ball.
think this ball also stayed low, which would have caused
I don't think it
the
stayed low. I
wicket?
think it's just the angle that Mahmood creates
Angle,
with his
yeah.
ball. But it's just been one of those days where I feel like from the second innings, like
They're
from the
not
beginning
known
of the
for
second
types.
innings, you just saw, a couple of balls every over staying low. It just depends. Are Stack CC going to be able to, see out the 20 overs now? We have seen in a couple of the games so far, there were instances where teams collapsed very quickly Indika Mangalam is the new batsman. Uh, Bowling wise, he wasn't as good as he usually is. So I think he might have an opportunity now to do something with the bat. It just depends. I think it will be very hard for him as well to start, his innings facing Mahmood, who's been, really good in the air balls he's bowled so far.
He's still a middle order batter. He has got an average of 16 runs. He has played 150 games, played faced 108 innings as a
Yeah.
batsman. The strike rate is about 170. That is quite surprising. So we might be expecting a lot of great shots from him. What do you think, Gokul?
Again, it just depends on the quality of the bowlers, I guess. Obviously, some of the other teams probably don't have have as good a bowling lineup as AP, which is very
Yeah.
visible today. The last two games Taxi played, they look very comfortable. They were never challenged with the bat, so it's an eye opener for them into their own batting, quality. We have a couple of questions from the guys. I think Better for Life asks,
How's
how
the rest of
is
the team?
the rest of the team, guys? I think Stack CC are a good team. I think unfortunately today they weren't able to showcase their quality as much as they would have expected. I think they were um, they came out with a very negative approach in the second innings. Probably they weren't expecting to be hit for so many runs in that first innings. All thanks to a mad innings
The
from
great
Kadir
bowl,
Wali.
yeah, the great bowling from AP11.
Yeah, so I think
The
Yasser says
the spin
Indica is
put a lot of
also
pressure.
big hitter.
Yeah, Indica is definitely a big hitter with a career strike rate of about 170. So we might be
Yeah.
looking for a great big shots from him. Oh,
Yeah.
Madhushan is going for it. That's a
It's a
six.
straight
That
shot.
is
He's
a
gone for
six. That
six.
is a
So
six.
I think Madhushan's finally, getting himself into the
Executing it
game.
well. Yeah.
But again, I feel like it's just too little, too late. He's taken about 30 balls now to, score at over 100 strike rate, which is he's got 35 balls, 36 runs. So it's taken him, a lot of time to get settled in, and it just looks like it's going to be a humiliating defeat in the end for
I think
Stacks
losing
CC.
the Harishandra's wicket has put a lot of responsibility on Madhushan, which is what l- making him score runs now.
Yeah.
With Indika coming in,
Definitely. I
Indika
missed
might
the
be
message from
definitely.
Pyro. He said that run rate is important and they should just go for it. Definitely, I think that's something that we both were talking about earlier in the innings as well. From a confidence point of view, as well as just quality perspective for their innings, they wouldn't want to lose by a pretty big margin. They've got a new bowler coming in now, Krunal. It might just be an
Kunal,
experimentation
that's a new
from
bowler.
AP.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on medium pace, and Indica goes
Indica
after
is
him.
going for it.
Yeah.
Definitely is going for it now. Let's see what Kunal has got. Kunal Patel. Let's look at his performance. He has played 130 games and his economy is about 9. So I think he's not a part-time bowler. He can definitely put more pressure on them. There is no need to put a lot of pressure. They're already under a lot of pressure now. They just need to
Definitely.
score some runs to reach a decent run rate for them to boost confidence going on with the tournament.
Definitely. I think, Kritesh, it's an important question that I would want to ask with the way you've seen Madhushan play. After
Yeah.
those first 5-10 balls that you faced, did you think that he would be able to get to like a 36 runs stage? Because he didn't really look confident. He was struggling. And where do you think he can score? Like where do you think he'll end up at the end of the innings with the amount of time left?
So that's a good question, Gokul. The way he started playing his innings, he really did not look like a batsman who might be reaching a 37 run
Mhm.
because he was trying to just swing every ball. He missed, he did not have a great chance. He had a lot of dot balls. So I still think his wicket is a very risky one. It's a 50-50 chance for him to lose a wicket or hit a boundary.
Yeah.
So we might be looking his run line about another 6 or 7 runs. In that, if he scores that 6 7 runs very confidently, then he might be in for another 10 runs. But I
Yeah.
definitely think at this stage where they need a lot of runs, he might be going for it for every ball. So his wicket is at risk. So I don't think he
Yeah.
might be up for more than 45 runs from here.
Yeah, definitely. I think I probably would have been a little bit more lenient on him. I would have probably given him a couple of more runs than what you said. just because of Indica. There you go. Indica
Oh,
was the
Indica
one
has
I thought would
gone.
probably get out first. And as I was saying
Yeah.
it, he ends up getting out. I was just thinking you can see the quality difference between the batsmen. Obviously, Maushan struggled, but
Yeah.
Indica just didn't look like he was going to stand and
Even
bat
though
for.
Madhushan struggled, he faced a lot of balls that gave him some
Yeah.
confidence to go for few balls for a
Yeah.
boundary. But Indica, he came in. He is definitely a very aggressive batsman with 170 strike rate. So he was trying to go from the first ball. It was very unfortunate for him. He missed it.
Yeah, definitely. I think the problem there was he lacked, maybe like technical quality there. So anybody who watches games in the future as well, if you're watching Stack CC games, you'll probably understand that Indica is the kind of person who's going to come and swing after everybody. He's not going to come and try to rotate strike. I mean, 137 is probably like a fair line. Initially, I would have thought. I think we were somewhere similar. I think we were about at 140 earlier in the innings between the
Yeah.
two of us. So I think a
Mhm.
137 line probably would have been fair, considering where they were, and they should relatively still be able to cross that. If you look at the way they've gone about it, there's the other Indica brother now coming through. The bowling isn't the best. Again, very poor on the leg side. The outfield is slow enough that the keeper is probably going to get to it, but they'll be able to run a couple
They're
of
going
runs
for a
there.
two. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's
I
still
think
the
130.
ability to score
Yeah,
runs, though,
definitely they'll be
definitely.
able to cross the 137 line
Hmm.
with Madhushan still in and Indica. I think he might be trying to rotate strikes, which we saw from the first ball. So if he does that and Madhushan goes for it, then definitely we are in for more than.
But would you say, like statistically, it
Uh,
was like a really poor innings anyway from them, considering like
yeah.
the tournament averages and everything like that? You'd think they'll probably be very disappointed at the end of the day with this, innings so far with all of the games that have been played at this venue. So, like in this tournament, you're looking
Yeah.
at at least about 155, 160 as
As a
a
tournament average, yeah.
decent innings score.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're going to get anywhere near that today, which is probably very disappointing anyway, considering that they're top of the table now, won two games. They
So
had the momentum.
we have the Riyasat coming back again, very experienced bowler for AP11. So let's see, he has a good swing on the ball, so it might be very tricky to face his balls. So like you said, it might be very difficult for them to reach the tournament average of about 150.
Yeah, I think it was about 155, the tournament
Yeah,
average. And
yeah.
I think the other thing is obviously the ground is not the biggest. Very similar pitch to most of what you see in the UAE.
Yeah.
Flat, very good to bat on. Not a lot of turn,
Small
but we did
boundaries.
see like in the second innings in a couple of these evening games, there has been
Oh,
some
that's
turn.
high. That's high. Do you think it's a boundary? It's a
No,
catch?
it's
I think it's a catch. Oh,
no,
he
he
dropped
dropped
it.
it.
He dropped
It's a
it. He
difficult
dropped it.
catch. It was in the air for a
It's a
lot of
difficult
time,
catch, yeah.
but
Definitely, it's a difficult one to catch. Saved
you probably
Madhushan's
still
life.
want your fielders to take those catches.
I mean, that drop, even though they've dropped it, it might have put a lot of pressure on Madhushan. I
Yeah.
don't think he'll go for it again. Yeah, like you mentioned, 160 is minimum in these grounds. With the smaller boundaries, definitely
Yeah.
160 should be a minimum score. Uh, but I mean, it was very unfortunate from Stack CC from the beginning, putting a lot of pressure from. It is, like you said, 160, but it is very difficult to face against spinners. If you bring spinners early on, put a pressure on batsmen, take few
Yeah.
wickets, then 160 is very difficult target.
But don't you think in the first innings, Khader Wali played the spinners really well? He scored a lot of runs.
Yeah,
He put pressure on the spinners.
yeah.
So just having spinners come in the power play probably isn't good enough. I think the better quality of spin that you bowl in the power play, the more you can
That
disturb the
that
batsman.
really matters.
In this innings you saw was like what 33 runs in the power play, which obviously
Yeah.
is nowhere near where you need to be at this
Ooh,
level in
Madhushan
this
goes for it
competition.
again.
Yeah, but
That's
it's just still a
he
single.
couldn't
I
make it.
think if you look at the competition history, if you look at the way the other teams have gone about their business so far in the tournament, you need to still take on the spinners. There's at least two good spinners in each team. There is at least a
Yeah.
part-time spinner as well. Maybe the logic should be to try to see off the good spinners and then to go after the part-timers. and it's been slightly easier to face the paces. Obviously, Riyasat and Mahmood have been very consistent, even though Riyasat got hit for a six, on that last ball.
That's a good six.
It probably doesn't really hurt his stats a lot because
He's
of how
just given
consistent.
15 runs of 2 overs, so that's not really bad. That's good
Yes,
bowling
it's
from
not the
him.
worst. But again, Kader Wali came and bowled part-time medium pace. And that kind of bowler, you go after them. You try to score that 11, 12 runs an over
Yeah.
in those, overs, especially when you're chasing a
I
big
think
target
it's
like this.
for Stack CC, they should have planned it in a way where they bring in a part-time bowler. They should go for him, attack him. So they break the confidence of the bowlers. So even though there is an experienced bowler coming in after a part-time bowler, it might be a pressure on him. It'll be easy for the batsmen to go for it. But they didn't use the part-time bowlers really well in this innings, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I
Kunal
think
definitely is
better for life
definitely
for green sixing
economical.
there as well. I think Pyrolution says Kunal is economical. He is economical. I mean, he's been very consistent so far today, so it's very difficult for me to argue against that. To be fair, him and Mahmood, both of them looked really solid on the ball.
Yeah. They
But the
both,
only
the bowling style and the way they bowl, Mahmood and Kunal, they look very similar. They don't give loose balls.
yeah, I
They're
think the
just
only
giving
thing
out
I would
some
argue there
singles
is
that is
Pritesh.
not bad.
The only thing I would argue there is they're probably bowling to the weaker bats. Maybe the team was trying to protect, Mahmood and Kunal from, the opening bats. If you think about someone like Safran or
Yeah,
Vendor, like Boteju, they probably would have
they could
done
have
a lot of
used him.
damage against these medium paces.
Yeah,
But that's where good captaincy comes in, and I think they've done really
I
well
definitely
there.
agree with it. I definitely agree on that.
Do you think for the next games that they play, let's say for example, if these two teams were to play again, where do you
Mhm.
think like a innings line would be for both of these teams? Let's say today probably wasn't the best representation of Stack CC, and
Yeah.
considering that, where do you think if these two teams were to play again together, how much runs do you think they would
So
score?
I think 8-11, if they didn't lose the main batsman's wicket, they would have ended up around somewhere around 180-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And if Stag CC had a good lineup of bringing the batsman in, I think, for example, they could have brought this Indica before the previous Indica. He is looking very confident. And
Yeah.
Madhushan, they should have brought him middle order. They could have brought the Harish Chandra before. If they do
Definitely.
bring the better batsmen earlier on,
Yeah.
they they can they can still do 180. It'll
Yeah,
be
and
like a
speaking of Madhushan,
good
Better for
fight.
Life says that Madhushan
Yeah.
is the Kedar Jadhav today, which is very unfortunate for Kedar Jadhav because obviously he's played a couple of great innings in the past, but most people remember him for being very wasteful in his latter years at Chennai Super Kings. But today I think Madhushan's been really poor. He's connected a couple of shots which makes his personal score look decent.
For the fact he has scored, he's the top scorer for
Yeah,
Stack
but
CC.
he probably didn't look like he should have been the top scorer considering how much he struggled throughout
Yeah,
the day. He's also faced the most number of balls, 42 balls. Obviously, it hasn't really gone his way today. But again, when you consider the circumstances and everybody else struggling, he could argue that at least he was able to, not lose his wicket and stay
yeah.
between the wickets. Now, I think there's, like you said, there's a lot of work to be done for Stack CC. Uh, Riyasat coming into bowl the final over, his third over, you'd probably expect a lot of swinging. Or what a ball that is!
Oh, that's
Bull,
a great ball. That's a great
beautiful
ball
slow
indeed.
ball. Indica had no idea
Uh,
what was going to happen there. Steps out,
mhm.
misses it completely, loses his wicket as well. But again, you probably think, like you said, a lot of changes in that batting order is imminent for Stag CC.
Uh, Cricket better for life, like you mentioned. I think Madhushan didn't have a good mindset. He didn't plan his game very well. He should have taken time rotating strike when he came into the crease, whereas he tried going for bigger shots at at the very moment when he came in, and then he couldn't do it properly well, and then he went back to conservative mode, and then he comes back, tries for going to a bigger shots, he misses, he goes back to conservative mode.
Mhm.
So it is not quite sure what he has in his mind, but yet he got to 40. I think there is a chance he might reach half century. What do you think, Gokul? Do you think he might be able to reach half century?
He's probably got 4 balls to face. I think that might be given a wide, so he might still have 4 balls to face.
Come on, let's. If Anthony rotates the strikes and if Madhushan swings everything, there's
Yeah,
a
I think
chance.
to be fair, considering the way he's played, I think there's a bigger likelihood of him getting out now than him getting
Yeah.
his 50. But if anybody did back him early on, even when he was struggling to score runs, I think you'd probably be happy that he's ended up getting 40 runs. You'd probably
Yeah,
be happy
completely agree.
backing him there.
I don't think anybody would have backed him scoring runs. The way he was playing, he was more likely to lose his wicket.
Yeah, but again, that's probably what I'm saying. Like that's probably why it would have been a smart bet in the end of the day because he somehow
That is true.
managed to not lose his wicket, even though he struggled quite a lot.
Oh,
Yeah,
Madhushan is
he's going for
striking for
it.
it.
He
He's
definitely
going for
wants
it.
to get his 50. Again, it's just that he doesn't have the patience to wait for the ball.
I agree. He
Pyros
just
is
picks
more
the
like
bat even
after
before the ball
party.
comes.
Hope you guys are watching the game along with us by clicking on that link. Obviously, it's very entertaining.
He's gone for it. I think he must have
He's
lost his wicket now. It's very high. It's very high. Is that a wicket? Is that a wicket? I think it is a wicket.
Yeah, I think it looks like
He's
it. He
gone.
looks
He's
he
gone.
looks
He's gone.
disappointed. So
Finally, he
you can't
loses his
blame
wicket
him.
in the
He went for
last.
his 50, so fair play to him. But
Yeah.
again, a very difficult, struggled innings comes to an end. And yeah, congratulations, better for life. You ended up winning there on 137. It was a good estimate there. Just got over it, so that's fair enough expectation to have.
Yeah.
But again, realistically, that's really low for
That's really low
this
for this
competition.
ground. Yeah. I agree. Completely agree. With smaller boundaries,
Hmm.
they could have definitely gone from 170 plus. Even though they lost wickets, even though they couldn't perform well on the power play, they could have gone for a lot more than 137.5.
New batsman Iman on strike. Again, very good slow ball from
First one.
Riyasat. So Riyasat's been,
Yeah.
really good with his line and length. He's gone for 18 of his, 17 balls. He's got 3 wickets. Um, Pyro says,
Like you
I thought they
said,
would
he
have
is a
scored at
very
least
experienced bowler.
170. Yeah, so Pyro says they would have at least got 170, which again, I agree. But I think it
Yeah,
was
that's what
just
we were
better
discussing
bowling
as well.
choices.
We were expecting, even after 10th over, we were expecting for them to reach 170-ish.
Yeah,
But
I think it was just
unfortunately,
that
yeah,
the
bowling was very good.
bringing Karlik in early on in the power play, bowling him out, in the power play period was such a big bonus for them. He was so economical. He gave away, only 12 runs in his 4 overs, putting a lot of pressure. Didn't get the wicket, unfortunately, but he basically meant that the batsman had to take on the other bowlers and ended up losing wickets. So him along with bowling, good bowling from Mahmood and um, Riyasat basically meant that there was just no way that they were going to score
Yeah.
runs, and the fact that the openers, um, lost their wickets very cheaply. Buteju, very disappointing from him today, and even batsmen like Akalanka Dilshan, you'd expect a little bit more. Ahilan Ratnam as the captain, you'd expect more. But unfortunately, they weren't able to provide. So I think a fair enough judgment, for any of the future games is probably that they are going to go and score maybe 170, 180, runs in an innings. Batting first would probably help with that as well,
Yeah,
considering the
definitely.
conditions. But overall, today I think it was just a really good bowling performance from AP11 as a whole, and really good batting from uh, Kadir. That basically meant that the game was basically out of Stack's reach from the beginning itself. They ended
Yeah.
up losing the game by 70 runs, and that probably means that AP is gonna go on top of the table over Stack CC now. So
This
very
game would have
interesting.
definitely boosted Kader Wali's confidence. Next game, we might be looking his score to be even higher than 85 from 35. He's definitely got it. The boundaries being very small is definitely helping him score a lot of runs.
Yeah.
And for Khalik's bowling,
So I'm
he's
really
putting a
glad
lot
that
of
we gave
pressure,
you
so
a
they
lot of
might
luck
bring.
today, Better for Life. Unfortunately, we won't be covering the Zimbabwe Tri Series as of now. We will be doing more of these games. We'll be doing the Kashmir 11 versus Afghan Tigers tomorrow. Again, looks like a really good game. We are very excited to be covering that game tomorrow as well. So please feel free to join us for that. Hopefully, we can give you some luck tomorrow as well. And for any of the other games that you would like to watch in the Falcons League in Kuwait, you
Falcon
can now
series, you can
obviously, like
join
I
us all
said,
the time.
click on the link, get on our website. It's CricketLoungeTV, and then you'll be able to follow us on there. If you have any friends who also watch cricket like yourself, please share our YouTube link to them. Please share our website link to them so they can also join us for some of our future games. Do you have anything else to add on to that, Kritesh?
That's it. Thank you guys for keeping the chat engaged all the time, asking us some questions. It was really engaging and it was a good game. Not a good game what we expected. We expected them to score a lot of runs and the game to be more interesting. Hopefully, we have a great games coming up later this week.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really happy that you enjoyed it as well, Pyro. Fun chat, he says. Really happy to see that. Please do join us again for future coverage as well. Thank you so much, guys. Hope you had a wonderful time and hope to see you all soon.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.